The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the March 12th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes. So right now we got the Dow trading off about 102 points, S&P's up 11, NASDAQ up 48. So a little bit of a mixed board out here. Transports are down about 0.5%. So we'll take a look at all that. Of course, you know I'd love to hear from you. So you can give us a call at 877-927-6648. If you can't call in, you can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, if you'd be kind enough to put radio show question. Of course, in the Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the show. As I said, right now the Dow's off about 100 points. What does all of this mean out here? What are the markets doing? You know, they're sort of at or beyond some inflection points for us to go take a look at. Inflection points, what the heck are you talking about? Well, if we take a look at the equity futures contracts out here, now these are the June contracts along with their TAS market profiles, and I will probably switch between this and we're going through rollover right now, and I'll be switching between this and my synthetic composite style contract where it stitches together all of the historical data. To give you an example out here, here's the ES Mini as we have it right now. You can see I don't really have much in the way of historical data to pin the tail on the donkey. And so when we go ahead and we use our TAS market profiles and we use more data, we get slightly different profile levels out there. Nonetheless, let's take a look at what we know right now. It's not that these are not usable, but I don't want you to get too confused if I give you one number and I'm taking a look at the ES Mini and then I give you a slightly different number out there, and then just think that that food poisoning really screwed them up. Might have done that. But in any event out here, what we're taking a look at is the ES Mini is trading above the top of its daily box right now. And that level is 27.96. We are at 2,800 even, Steven. So if you close above that, well, what that says is you're going to likely go test the next area of resistance, which would be the top of the weekly profile at 28, 25, somewhere in that range out there. So that's what the ES Mini. So here's what we know at 110 in the afternoon. Profile-wise, and if there's a continued close above this daily box out here, says the ES Mini is going to head higher. Plain and simple. Doesn't have to, but that's what it would tell you. If you take a look at the NQ on its daily profile, it's trading right at the top of its weekly profile. Well, really 2 points above that. The top of the profile is 72.41. We're at 72.44 right now. Boy, a close above that, not only does it take out the bearish reversal candle from the trading session of March 4th, it's a sure indication, if you believe, maybe you don't believe, but if you believe that the NASDAQ can go ahead and pull things higher, well, then it will go ahead and pull things higher. Yeah, that's what it says out there. If you take a look at the Dow, we know the Dow is struggling primarily because of one stock out there, which is Boeing. Had it not been for Boeing, probably the Dow would be up, several hundred points beyond where we're at. I don't know what that number is. I don't have my tools. Don't tell me what the with the Boeing being down wherever it's trading at as we speak right now, its influence on the Dow, but I know that it's significant out here. Russell 2000 making a higher high versus yesterday, which each of these equity futures contracts have done. Even the Dow has made a higher high today. It ran into resistance at the top of its daily profile, which was 25,818. Now, nobody be smart out there. No, it's not that you can't be smart, but don't be a smart aleck, so to speak, and say, come on, Steve-O. I was 25,794, so it never got to 25,818. Technically, you're correct. Remember, we kind of use these as guidelines. As, Jack Sparrow would use them as a guideline out here. So what does this tell us with regard to the Russell 2000? It says probably headed to 1568 30 out there. That's what I see when I look at these contracts out here. So it's going to be all about the close. I don't know whether or not sellers will be able to push back the ES Mini back inside its profile. Don't know how the NQ is going to deal with the resistance level that it's testing out there. But again, it closed above 72.40. It's telling you that it wants to move higher. Now, if we take a look at this chart here for the NQ, no profiles on this, but what we can see is that a couple different things. One, there's a new tool that I've created. There's this little blue dash line out here. Subscribers know what that is. And this happens to be the trading session of March the 6th. And when price closes above that, it acts as a resistance line. Well, let me give you an example out here. If you take a look at when this was formed, if you take a look at when once there was one of those little blue dash lines on the session from December 21st. Once price closed above that, said that it wanted higher price. You got another close above one of those lines on the 15th of January, moved to higher price. You got another close above one of those lines on the 30th, moved to higher price. You get another close above another line that forms out here on February 15th, moves to higher price. And now today, we're dealing with a close above the high from March the 6th. I don't want to sound like a broken record out here, but what are the chances that price is going to move to higher price? Seems to me to be pretty logical out there. So you've got this along with the weekly profile level inside the NQ, and that's what Stevie sees. With regard to the ES Mini and utilizing that same tool out here, today it is trading above one of those levels. Now, I don't know where it's going to close today. And you can see that price is trading right into Stevie's green line. So that's the last bastion of hope, so to speak. You know, if price closes over Stevie's green line, it's probably about 2,800. You know, maybe 28.25, something like that. So 2,800. Then we go back and we test the highs. And most certainly, if you take out the high, that was from the trading session of, when was that? That was March the 4th out here. It just says you're headed higher inside the ES Mini. So those are the things that we want to be watching for. Is there anything that says, you know, caution, Will Robinson? If we look at the caution signs out here, where would we look? Well, let's go look at Apogee. Something to think about. So now what we've got is you have the NQ trading above a kind of a very hidden resistance line out here, which is at 72.14. So that's pretty positive. The other equity futures contracts are not, but that looks pretty good. You'd have to say that the caution sign, I would say, comes from the New York Stock Exchange. Its advanced decline oscillator reading, which is still below zero. You can see the reading. It's the second panel on my screen. It's minus 59 and some change out there. As long as it remains below zero, tells you that sellers are in control. They're not doing a very good job of convincing you or me out here, but just as, you know, slight caution. Maybe bring an umbrella. Could rain today. That's the way it is in Florida basically every day. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Would love to hear from you. I know we've heard from somebody. I believe that was Robert B. who wanted to take a look at XOP. So we'll do that when we get back from this break.
The TAS Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The TAS Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of TAS Market Profile, the TAS Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the TAS Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at TAS has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the TAS order page at TFNN.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the TAS Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching TigerTV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So for Robert B. Writes in and says he's looking to buy a long position in XOP and hold for a few days. Question, is it a good time to buy given it experienced good support at February 8th and March 8th? So let's go see what he's looking at out here. So here's our 3 time frames. Here's the XOP. He's referring to February 8th, which is right here. That's a trading session, which came down with 22 million shares. We're rounding up just slightly. And that was, in essence, tested with 25 million shares on March 8th. So that's actually not so yes, you're right. Robert, it held as support, but it's not exactly the way you like to see a prior swing point low get tested. In other words, to tell you that there's no more sellers that are left, that it's dried up, so to speak. And look, it's never a guarantee, but again, if you take a look at the low from the February 8th, that low was 27.80. You got down on March 8th to 27.83, qualifies, my book, for a test, and it was pushing lower with some accelerated volume. And now as we speak, so did it hold? Yeah. Was it a bullish area? Yeah, because you had that bullish engulfing candle on February 11th. Is it good enough? I don't know. Let's continue to look at this, because on the daily base, what we can also see, Robert, is that price is trading underneath the bottom of that daily profile. So it says a counter trend rally, which may be going on right now, should find resistance between $30.04 and $31 out there, and you're $29, and it's an 81-cent average true range. So unless you know something, if you're just basing it on this test here, if that's what you were going to base it on, based on what you wrote in here, the answer would be no. Of course, you also said, is this just consolidating? And the answer is yeah, there is a consolidation pattern, and you've identified the bottom. The top of that consolidation, on an aggressive standpoint, would be the high from January 18th at 31.62 out here. What else can I find in XOP? Let me come over here. Let me take this chart. And we'll look at you're saying hold it for a few days, so I feel pretty comfortable that using the daily chart to look at XOP is what you and I should really be doing here. And we can also see that so far today's high has found resistance at Stevie's red line. What's that mean? It means we have a falling price oscillator below zero inside of XOP, and there's nothing more bearish than that. You can also see one of these little dashed blue lines out here. That would be an ideal level to move above. That's a high from March 8th. It's not. So I think the answer, my friend, is be patient. The better buy, should it occur out here, could be down at the low from January 3rd out here. And that level would be 25.63. There's nothing yet that indicates that price is going to get down there on the daily time frame. It's just that that would be a better level of support. Now, on the weekly and the monthly out here, even though that's not what you were necessarily looking for, we're not seeing anything that is bullish here either from a profile standpoint. In other words, price is down below the bottom of both of those boxes. So, Robert, best of luck with you on that trade, and hopefully that information pans out and helps you. Hector, the fuel injector, and he does say Happy Taco Tuesday. I was thinking about Taco Tuesday as I was having lunch out there. Stomach has been kind of weird with regard to what it's craving for food. But I was thinking, hey, maybe it would be Taco Tuesday. And now you're kind of confirming. You're a suggestive message. And anyway, let's get to Hector's question out here. He says, let's see if I'm learning from listening to your show. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. NBEV has confirmed a change of direction during the last 2 trading days and today. Am I correct? Oh, now you're gonna put me on the spot here, because Hector's basically saying if he didn't learn, it's my fault because I didn't teach him properly. Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying. It puts me on the spot. So we're not even gonna look at NBEV. You're absolutely right. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to see if I can just simply disregard that statement and just simply analyze what NBEV, New Age Beverage Corp, is doing. Now, to do that, both you and I want to take a look at a couple of different charts out here. So first, Hector, here's what we know. Today, as a gift to you for Taco Tuesday, it is formed a brand new daily profile. Now, the daily profile, bullish in structure, 526 the bottom. Center line is at 547. The top is 589. Now, of course, you said that it is change of direction during the last 2 trading days. So first, with regard to this, the profiles aren't telling us about a change in direction, at least not at this stage here, because the top of the box is below the top of the prior box, the bottom of this current box below the bottom. So really the trend for NBEV is still to the downside if you and I were going to use market profiles out here. Doesn't mean we don't see a counter trend rally to 589. And if you were to see a close above the top of that profile, well, then from a profile perspective, you could go ahead and get that change in trend signal. So a lagging indicator, nonetheless, but a very good indicator. Now, if we go take a look at our other daily time frame chart out here, pull over Stevie's other tools, what we're going to see is, yes, 2 days ago, what price did, Hector gets right to the head of the class. And that is what he was looking at, I believe, would have been the low of the little Tommy DeMark setup 9 count. That would have been the low of January 3rd, and that low out there was 499, and price came down, tested support on the 9th, tested it again yesterday, rejected it, and what we've got here is prices below Stevie's red line right now. So you're not out of the woods. 562 is that number. You can see these little blue dashed lines out there. I'll get it out. We're not above one of those, so it still has some work to be done. But yes, you're exactly right. To the downside, it's performed the tests that it needs to do, perhaps. Let's go take a look at volume here, because otherwise Robert B. is going to say, hey, come on, Steve-O. You got me on the volume aspect. What about Hector out here? So you had 4.5 million shares moving down into a swing point that had 9.5 million shares. Never tested the bottom. That's okay. Didn't have to. Just tells you that, looks like buyers or sellers are drying up, so to speak, and maybe only until you get to 589. So best of luck with that trade if that's what you're going to do. No useful information I really see here on the weekly or the monthly time frame charts. Let's go see here. What else do we have? Yeah, we've got Sat P. Sat P. Okay. Writes in. Good afternoon. Long square. So let's take a look at squares SQ. By the way, you already knew that, but let's go take a look at square. It says I'm long square on the daily. Please let me know the resistance levels for SQ, or when should I get out of square? So as we take a look at square here on a daily specifically, your next resistance area is going to be 79.28. Fairly good chance that buyers will be able to, by the way, it's also a brand new box. You and Hector have hit the daily double out there. And so, Alex, what are you going to bet? Because it's a new box out there, this also happens to be bullish in structure. Center line closer to the bottom versus the top. So it looks like 79.28. You should stay in this. At least at this stage, I'm looking at square. I'll have to look at it further, and I will, because we got a break coming up. So I'll look at square. We'll come back. We'll take a look at square. I want to hear from you. 877-927-6648 or Steve at TFNN.com. I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So back to the question here about Square. First, with regard to where would you put a stop on this? Because I'm not seeing the reasons necessarily for you to get out of this trade. I would put it below low from March the 8th out there. So that's 71.10. If that does well because you're long on the daily and that's still going to keep in a nice profit position, that's what I would use. If you're concerned about that, it'd be close below 73.44. That's the current daily profile. That could change at any time, but that's what I would be looking at out there. As I look at my other charts for Square on a daily time frame, we'll see that it made that seventh wave move. That's when it made its high on March the 1st. It has backed off since then, but it hasn't broken a level of support, whether it be the daily profiles. Okay, so we'll put that chart back up here. We haven't seen support broken. Again, support being the bottom of box. The closest was in the trading day of March 8th, but there still was a close back above the bottom. So no support has been broken inside of Square, which is another reason for you to not exit the trade, to have anticipated as price got up, made that seventh wave move, letter G on my chart, that price would pull back. Here, using the TD setup 9 count, you would have established the low of February 9th. That low is 70.23 as a level of support that you don't want to see broken. So those are your levels of support. I like what I see today, with the exception that it's taking on Stevie's green line, and that's at 77.54. And hasn't been able to, but a close above that is nice, beautiful, and price should then go on and take a run at that TAS daily profile at the 79.28. So thanks for writing in. I hope that helps you out. Cancel that, and no other questions inside the Tigers Den. So no one's on deck. It's wide open. Let's do this. I know that I see your man, Mr. Z, is in the Tigers Den. I know that he is long the euro. So let's go take a look at the euro, provide him with some information out here. And first, we'll take a look at the currency pair. Here's the currency pair that we are looking at. And there's a 15-minute delay, so it's really not trading at 112.9 out here. But what it is doing, and I talked about this yesterday, and the one area just on the currency pair, the cross pair here, what we were looking for was for price to close above two levels. The bottom of the weekly profile, which is 1.12678. You see that in the little box in the upper right-hand screen. It says BOT, B-O-T-W. And then you got BOTD, the daily, 1.12737. So price is above that as we speak. We can see the 3 drive to a bottom pattern out here. You can see a little diagonal trend line for drive 1, 2, and 3, or as Larry sometimes calls it, a 1-3-5 pattern. So you've got that in place. No bullish reversal signal at this stage, but that's neither here nor there. So what you're now looking for, the next resistance level inside of the euro, is the center of its box from a daily perspective. And that's going to be the 1.12980 level. That is where, on a daily basis, both buyers and sellers believe there is fair value. It doesn't mean that price turns there. It just means that, price could kind of rest there for a while it determines what it wants to do. If it doesn't do that, or at any point in time that it moves above that level, well, then because the box itself, the daily box, is bullish in nature, then what we're looking at is it says that price should go test the top of that profile. The top of the daily is priced right now, and this is a brand new profile. It formed yesterday, 1.13954 to get, all the way out there. And you can also see a descending trend line here inside the euro. So it looks like what we have out here at the moment is nothing more than your counter trend rally after a 3 drive to a bottom pattern that should take price all the way back up to the descending trend line and or top of the daily profile, 113.95. And you'll know that if you see a close above 1.12980. No reason to provide you with any additional information, but here's the futures contract. And the futures contract, where this is up to speed right now, green shoots on the 30, on the 120, on the 5-hour. We change the 30 to the 60 out here. Let's see, are we above profiles? We are. So everything looks pretty good out here. If I look to Stevie's other patterns out here, what this says is, so this also kind of ties into the center of the box, I believe, and that is this little solid green line that was formed because of that TD setup 9 count to the downside. That's the high of March the 7th, and that price point is 1.1311. Closing above that would indicate a change in trend underway. Change in trend meaning heading up to the next resistance level. So that's what I see when I take a look at the euro as it was making its bottom out here on a 60-minute basis. If you're going to ask me what was the signal that there was a potential bottom at 4 p.m., this is on the trading session of March 7th, well, it was that Tommy DeMark set up 9 count. It was actually bar number 8, because it's either bar number 8, 9, or 10 that can form the low or the high, and that's what formed on the hourly chart out there. So best of luck with that trade inside the euro. Okay, what else are we going to go take a look at out here in these next 2 minutes? No questions in the den, really? No questions by email? Nobody on the line? Nobody loves Stevie? Just kidding you. Okay. So Boeing. Let's go look at Boeing. Makes sense. It's it's the drag. It's down 7% or $29. But we talked about Boeing yesterday. The gaps are your friends out here. Let's go take a look at the gap inside Boeing. BA is the ticker symbol, and the gap we were referring to, folks. There we go. Been tested again today. How about that? And the gap that we are referring to began and formed on the high of January 29th. There was the following day, which was January 30th, where it gapped up with 12.7 million shares. Today's volume, 25 million shares to the downside. Yesterday, there was a volume of 34 million shares, so pretty good volume trying to test this support area, this breakout area out here. Now, if price closes below that, the gap is still your friend. It just tells you the window has been absolutely repaired, and now it can go seek to bust through another window out here. And in the case of Boeing, which would certainly put a lot of heat inside of it, it could get all the way down to December 26th out there. That's at the 292 to 314 level. Not there yet. Today's just been another test of support out here inside of Boeing. So if you were a trader, an aggressive trader, you'd take a trade on it now and you'd close it out if you saw it close below 367.78. It's trading at 370 right now, just as we speaketh. Question: where's the pullback support as you see it in the copper? Let's go take a look at copper out here. Let's go try to figure that out. So as we take a look at this, it's May, not July. I mean, not April, huh? That's what you're saying, May copper. Okay. So let's go do this here. Let's go take a look at May copper. And the question was, where's the pullback support? Where's support inside of copper? So to answer that question, we're going to go to break. But you see that orange bar out there, Z? It says there may be a new profile forming. We might have to really answer that question tomorrow. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the Tax Opportunity Zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at the May contract for copper out here. And although it doesn't have to occur, what we've noticed is that today's bar is orange. Now it can change colors tomorrow, but it's an indication that it's trying to form a new profile out there. What I did during that break was I went out and looked at my composite symbol for it to see if there was any early indication of where that might be, and there wasn't. So maybe it's not going to form out here. And the question was, where is this going to pull back to? So we wouldn't say that it would pull back further unless we were to see a close below the bottom of that profile. But we did see a couple closes, for example, on March 7th, March 8th, March 9th, not today. And so it almost makes that a little suspect. This would say it could be an A to B equals CD to the downside. That's one possibility out here. Better to close below 2.914, the bottom of that profile, in order to suggest moving lower. So that's what that chart is showing. If we take a look at Stevie's other sets of tools, that was a daily, by the way, that we were looking at. What we're noticing here is that so far today, price has rejected. See that little blue dashed line out there? And that's a hidden, not so hidden because you're now looking at it, level of resistance. In this instance here, it happens to coincide with Stevie's green line. So that's at about the 2.94 level out here, which says that you could see price move. Perhaps if you're going to, the ultimate in pullbacks would be to the low out here of February 15th. And that is priced at 2.751. So, yeah, that's what I see. That's what I see as we speak right now. Not a breakdown. We'll call it not a breakdown until you get below the low from March the 8th out there. So hopefully that helps you out with regard to what Dr. Papa is doing out here. All right, so what else? Let me just check, see if there's any other requests out here, you know, with just the next about 8 minutes really left in the show. So I don't see anything else. We had already taken a look at Apple, room 222. It's up 222 right now. Well, I take that back. Now we get populated. Now everybody rushes. Just kidding. We've got two. Tim M writes in and says, is this a good entry point for RTN? Let's go see if we can answer that question for Tim. And we'll do that by RTN. We'll do that by taking a look at the daily time frame chart out here. So, what are we going to do out here? Raytheon. Could be. Now, the could be comes from the standpoint that this thing formed a low back here on the trading day of March 7th. It was with that Tommy DeMark set up 8 count. It was really the 9 count, but it was bar number 8 that made the low. So there's a possibility there. Now, I don't have market profiles on this chart. This chart here suggests to us that until price were to get above a resistance level, and you can see around 184.95, you're not sure if it's really bottomed or not. And if we go over here and take a look at the profiles, you got a brand new profile out here, Tim. And so Tim, I didn't mean to do that necessarily, but if Tim, what I would, and price is testing the bottom of that area, which is 180.40 or 180.36. So it's slightly more than testing it, right? If we see a close below that, what we probably have is more likely an A to B equals CD to the downside. And then our answer would be, no, this is not a good entry point. Now, the volume of the low bar here being March the 7th was 2.4 million shares. You're down with virtually air. It's only 543,000 shares out here. But wait to see if it holds. Again, I don't know how aggressive of a trader you are, what the time frame it is that you're looking at. You know, if you're the type of person that wants to take a stab on prices at support and you're willing to let go of that trade if it doesn't work, that's a different thing than somebody that's going to get into a trade and say, okay, I'm married to it, you know, come heck or high water out there. We don't want to do that in the stock market necessarily, period. So trying to answer your question is now a good time. I think you need more information. It's a daily chart. I think you need to wait for the daily price, see where this thing, and there's good support here. There is support. It's a brand new weekly profile. It's testing the top of that box, 179.11. Now, what you wouldn't want to see here, Tim, as I say, the aggressive trader, okay, I take the trade, we close below a certain level, I'm out of it. And on a weekly basis, if it were to close below 179.11, you'd probably want to be out of it because price could easily pull back to, it's saying 163 to 166 out here. So that's what I see when I take a look at Raytheon. Potential for a bottom, no doubt about it. And that's March 7th. That had volume of about 2.4 million shares. Where did the 3.7 come from? And price is pulling back into that today with light volume. And it's now testing the bottom of the box, 180.40. So I can see taking the trade. Just don't let it close below the low of March 7th, which is priced out at 177.10. Your average true range on this is 302. So your stop has to be 3.02 times 1.272 or 1.618 for your stop, just in order to be able to figure out your position sizing. Now, I know that was a mouthful, but it's the only kind of mouth that I know how to provide you with. All right, let's go take a look at, who knows what that means. Let's go take a look at this one coming in from SatP. Again, hey, he or she's back for more. If you have some time, can you please see CBS and TTWO? So let's go take a look at CBS out here. And we've got the time. That's what it's all about. It's all about you. You're good. So it's all about, that's what the show is done for. And so if we take a look at CBS, suggests an entry price. Okay, so let's take a look at the daily charts out here. Do we see a bottom anywhere? Any kind of bottom? We do not. So price here first would need to close above that little dash blue line. That's the high from March 6th out there. And that high is 55.01. If it closes above that, you may have a change in trend signal. No Tommy DeMark stuff here to help us out. Stevie's red line is really right at about that same level as that blue dash line out there. So that would be your first entry point, would be at least it proves itself to you that you may have a bottom inside of CVS. You're not going to get that from a profile standpoint on a daily, weekly, or monthly, so there's no help there. Now, on the longer term chart, that would be the weekly chart. Let's go see if there's anything we can find here. And on the weekly chart for CVS, there's nothing. Nada. Zip. Zilch. Zippo. Yeah, you remember those Zippo lighters? Those were the coolest things. They still make Zippo lighters. So on CBS, on a weekly time frame, I'm not seeing anything good out here. So if you're going to take the trade, wait for it to close above the levels I gave you on the daily to at least prove itself to you. And again, that number is going to be 55.01. You're at 54.61 right now. And so that's what I see on CBS. The other one you wanted was TTWO. TTWO. That is Take-Two Interactive, TTWO. So TTWO right now today is trading right up into potential resistance, the top of its daily profile out here. That's the price point of 89.85 or 89.30. The buy price would be 85.32. It's right up a resistance, 85.32 to 85.86 to be exact. We'll be right back.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, Aruni. Right now, it's we got the 2-minute countdown on, so let's kind of let's retake a look at where we began the day, just an hour ago, and what you should be watching for and looking at as we come into the close today. Right now, the ES Mini is trading above resistance, the resistance of the top of its daily profile. That's a price point at $27.96. More likely than not, price is headed up to at least $28.26, the top of a weekly profile. The NASDAQ is trading above its weekly profile out there. That would be putting it in all flat-out bullish mode out here, the NQ. As far as where is it that the NQ could trade to out here, excellent question. There's one last hurdle that price would need to close above. Each of you can do this on your home system. That's just take the high from February 25th, and then the high from March 4th. You'll get a little rising trend line there. You can see prices trading up into that area about right now. 72.67 is probably the number today. Be slightly higher tomorrow. But if price takes that level out, it's back off to the races. Where are the races? Well, if you just use simple retracement levels, it would say, well, 73.38. The 0.786 retracement area. That's what that would say if that's what you're going to go ahead and use out there. So just a slight little hurdle that it needs to clear in order to give the all clear sign, so to speak. What else is it that we could look at as far as what is the NQ doing? We could look at its horizontal trading ranges out here, closing above 71.70. Is a positive. That's the daily. This says 7,500, 74.93 to be exact, would be the next range to the upside. So watch the tops of those daily profiles out there and weekly inside of the ES and the NQ. And it looks like the Russell is headed to about 1568. So thanks so much for being here, folks. Have a terrific Tuesday, Taco Tuesday for some of us. And just have a great day. And we'll see you on, what should we eat on Wednesday? What is a W food? Taco Tuesday, M is, we're going to run out of time before we know it. Somebody come up with a good W word. Take care, folks.